Alright guys, on side with me Joshua Holotu Misremo Yebedi Komosisia transfers. So many things happening on the market. Guys, before we go into the stories, Misremo, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and then click on all. All, click on it. Anytime I drop a video, we'll be one of the first people to receive that video. And we'll build a nice community over here. We'll talk football, we'll talk tactics, we'll do the analysis. And Yemana air cost our transfer market. So now, Yebeko stories because now these days, what I'll do is that one of the biggest transfer stories, I'll do a breakdown and I'll look at how feasible whichever transfer is being conducted, how feasible it is in the setup that player is going to play in. In terms of the player, to say Danny Welbeck about Chelsea. May breakdown as to the benefits of Danny Welbeck in that Chelsea setup and how he can impact the team. In the idea from henceforth, now I'll be doing that regularly. Yebedi sound common aside looking at all the other stories. But then I want to walk you through all the latest transfer stories that are happening coming from the last 6 hours, right? Then we'll talk about a couple of other things. Then we'll call it a night because stories no a dorsal be a dorsal and I'm trying to intimate this sound common but you bet me a Drew baby. So you sound common. At this point, you can see that there are a couple of things happening on the transfer market. As it stands right now, Ferran Torres says that what does Barça have to do? Show that they really love me, that they've come to negotiate. In the end, it's all about talking. And this is Ferran Torres talking about the fact that there's interest in him from Team Paris Saint-Germain. And as it stands right now, he wants conversations to begin because I was a Barcelona for a channel or Dobia obetimi Ediaka Barcelona ho rather than leave and go to Paris Saint-Germain because I already said it and I'm bekaye. Bia sikana omode man no. Sike bia ontimi ntene down. Inti why na dwum say Barcelona for no amfa nkomo hwehwam bia amba. Hey. We could see a possible move for Ferran Torres to a PSG from Barcelona. But guys, also in the news, Gonzalo Garcia because he has now joined Fulham from Real Madrid and Ushedie Abrantia Yefreno Alvaro Arbeloa wabra we free Real Madrid acquire coach of Fulham now. It's very amazing. He's luring a couple of youngsters from Real Madrid to come and join him. Fulham. Gonzalo Garcia is one of them. 40 million euros fixed fee, 2 million euros add-on, 30% sell-on clause and matching rights for Real Madrid. The Real Madrid will benefit from Saudi Weyepa. Gonzalo Garcia joining from Fulham. That's a very good deal for Brantiano. And I think going there, he will be one of the spectacular additions for Fulham at this season. He will help them to be very competitive. Of course, Oye Young, but One Abeloa Juma paying. Into he would utilize him the way he knows him best. And that could be a very, very good thing. Now, the other player who is moving from Real Madrid to Fulham, Brandt from Cesar Palacios. He has signed a new deal for Fulham from Real Madrid. 10 million euros fee plus 30% sell-on clause. Into the future, if Fulham have to sell him to another team, Real Madrid for being scared free. So, look, clubs are making very smart deals in the market and you want to credit them because, of course, to move from Spanish La Liga to English Premier League is a whole different environment. And I know, who's our Spanish players now, they have a certain mentality of resilience. Or mobile Premier League, man, they're able to shine. So, of course, you want to trust and believe, Gonzalo Garcia as well as Cesar Palacios, coming into a familiar environment with Alvaro Arbeloa around as Fulham coach there. You would expect them to play the kind of football they played back in Spain. I don't doubt their competencies on beats me team my friend of Fulham. Now Bernardo Silva is back in training and preseason for Real Madrid. Same as Vini Jr. Now, Bernardo Silva say playing against Real Madrid so many times, you feel the importance of the club. You can feel how great it is to be here and how great it is to play at the Bernabeu. And so why you're ready to fit into that, Bernabeu lifestyle. And to play under a manager, a friend of Jose Mourinho. So let's see. Bernardo Silva, he is very happy. Guys, last night or 2 days ago, it was reported that Kevin De Bruyne was linked to Inter Miami team at USA. Now, reports coming in is that Inter Miami are not negotiating for Abrante friend Kevin De Bruyne, despite reports. There is nothing between Kevin De Bruyne and team my friend Inter Miami. Kevin De Bruyne is still a player of Napoli, and there is nothing between himself and team my friend Inter Miami. So there's not going to be any move from there. In the last hours, guys, we've seen Jordan Henderson confirmed as new Chelsea player, and he has been speaking. Or say, I think there will be a big talking point with my age coming here, but I hope by the time I leave, everybody recognizes what I can give and bring to the club. I'll give absolutely everything every day for this club. So that has been the voice of Jordan Henderson speaking after the transfer, on a free transfer from Brentford to Chelsea Football Club. And let's all expect something great from Abrante, because look, I know the age has always been a conversation. And Makasa said, look, this guy is going to be a massive addition for Chelsea Football Club, not only on the pitch, but off the pitch. So let's keep our eyes on Abrante Freno, Jordan Henderson. Guys, Como have completed a deal to sign Trevor Chalobah from Chelsea. And I brought you that update, said Chelsea for a couple of players will leave. Trevor Chalobah is one. 30 million euros fixed fee, 6 million euros add-on, and a sell-on clause for the English centre-back. Chalobah wanted to go to Italy, and he's ready to play a UEFA Champions League. Como for Champions League. In the next season, we will see Abrante and Trevor Chalobah playing in the Champions League. It's a good addition, massive addition for Como Football Club. Because if you want to reinforce your squad and make sure you have good defenders getting ready for Europe, Trevor Chalobah is one of them. He has been a very faithful servant at Chelsea. Wabra called loan to Crystal Palace some time ago. During the season, Enzo Maresca, time on what Chelsea, called him back. He came to play, did so well. Of course, maybe he's the player who you would have expected so better than Chelsea Kakra and then try and fight for his spot. But as it stands now, Fabregas needs him more than Xabi Alonso. Because Xabi Alonso wants to rebuild the Chelsea squad now for Maxence Lacroix. But Maxence Lacroix automatically displaces Abrante Freno. Trevor Chalobah from the Chelsea defense. I'm sure I'll bench because there's Fofana over there as well. And Chelsea defense, you better come on later. But there are a couple of players over there who it looks very much likely say Chalobah now. So he wants playing time, and if Como have come, why not? I don't commit the move so much, and I think it's a good thing that he moves. Guys, Liverpool. There's an understanding that official club-to-club talks between Liverpool and Paris Saint-Germain have begun. Liverpool indicated an initial bid value of over 100 million euros, but that is still far from a PSG4 request, but talks are still ongoing. Barcola wants to join Liverpool, and that has already been spoken about. Bradley Barcola, he really wants to move to Liverpool, but you see, club-to-club negotiations have now started. Originally, the initial bid at Liverpool for it was reported someone for Abrante from PSG was around 120-something million pounds. Now, this is what I suspect say Liverpool for Samatia, Cody Gakpo is being linked currently to team my friend Tottenham Hotspur for at least 72 million pounds. If that transfer is to materialize, guys, you know what will happen? 72 million pounds, Liverpool for Pedro Neto from Chelsea to come and join them. Now, when Pedro Neto comes to join Liverpool, I'm going to right wing to replace directly Abrante friend Mohamed Salah. Of course, profile-wise, you can't compare the two players. But as it stands now, Liverpool have not been able to replace Mohamed Salah in their team. They don't have that direct replacement. It is in this chassis and now, only player bit me boss wing comfortably. And there was a speculation say if Chelsea got that bid of around 70 million pounds for Pedro Neto, they will allow him to go. So I'm suspecting say if Cody Gakpo is to be sold, that money goes nowhere. It goes to Chelsea. They bring Pedro Neto into their team. Now, Omar say Pedro Neto they could bring him in. And also, they could also bring Bradley Barcola because Bradley Barcola wants to come to Liverpool. Into Omo time, Bradley Barcola. They shift him to the left wing to compete with Victor Munoz, Afenwa signing Ama Liverpool from Osasuna, as well as Abrante Rio Ngumoha. So they will be the players at the left wing. Then Pedro Neto comes into slot at the right wing. Of course, Makan say Andoni Iraola needs to sign players for Liverpool. Liverpool this season have to be very competitive because Sawa Pamo and Slot. Now, Adrian say you want to be very competitive, you want to remain dominant in the Premier League, and you are going to bring Andoni Iraola, proven coach for Bournemouth DR. It means that you need to find a way to empower him, get the players he needs, because Liverpool squad now is quite fragile. Liverpool is very fragile at this point. Ama reports about Abontin say, why don't they go back for Trent Alexander-Arnold from Real Madrid? Because there are speculations on whether he will play or not for Jose Mourinho's Real Madrid. But as it stands now, they have quite a number of issues at the right back at Liverpool. Jeremy Frimpong has not been the electric kind of Jeremy Frimpong we saw at Bayer Leverkusen. So, does it mean that we need to go back and bring Alexander-Arnold? That's another question mark we put over there. But of course, let's keep our eyes on Liverpool. They will struggle a lot. Guys, Mauricio Pochettino has signed a new deal to become the US men's national team head coach until 2030. World Cup. No, you saw how he helped them at this World Cup. Yes, they did so well. Ubisamia, I think they really handled themselves. So Pochettino is a coach, you don't want to let him go because he has that experience. He's worked well with players. He's worked very hard in the Premier League. As a national team coach, he's not really done so much. So you don't want to just discontinue and allow him to go. Only Jumano for US men's national team. I think you do so well. So until 2030, we'll see how that goes. Hansi Flick, on the new striker, he says we have to wait. I have a lot of confidence in Deco, who is the sporting director at Barcelona. We know we have to do something. It also depends on Ferran Torres. We'll see. He doesn't want to speak so much about the transfers. He's just waiting on Deco. Ojinidise obetimi akofa sa players ni bia Breno, and also to see whether Ferran Torres will stay or leave. And we'll see how that goes. But guys, another news coming in from Fiorentina, and they say Oma agree loan deal to sign Joao Mario from Juventus. Joao Mario is moving on loan from Juventus to Fiorentina. It's a done deal. So Joao Mario is moving. He will go and play. And that is some news coming in from Abrante and Nsunasoye. Jesper Lindstrom to Schalke 04. Here we go. Deal agree with Napoli and medical underway. It's a 5 million euros buy option clause after the initial loan deal. That's the agreement between Schalke 04 and Napoli. So we'll see some football for Abrantiana, Yefreno, Jesper Lindstrom, Wabra will free Napoli, Kobo Schalke 04 on loan. But there's an option for a buy. Let's keep our eyes on that. Guys, this is Onside with me, Joshua Holotumisremo. Turn on your post notifications and subscribe. Anytime I drop a video, you're going to be one of the first people to receive that video. We'll build a very successful platform over here and we'll have some fun. I've spoken about Fulham for new signings from Real Madrid. Guys, Munti Asembio. Memphis Depay na himself Bobo Corinthians or Brazil. Now, he has made extraordinary demands to renew his contract at Corinthians. The things he wants. Hey, Memphis. He wants a private box at Corinthians for his stadium. Permission to use the stadium for up to 2 days to host his own events. 50% of the revenue generated from those events. And a percentage of Corinthians for the total 2029 Club World Cup prize money, even if he's no longer at the club. Guys, I'm sure I say we were for baby, because you cannot make such demands. And who is going to approve it for him? Memphis, I'm shocked though. How can you be making such demands? Who is going to give you all of those, privileges? I don't think. Yeah, so guys, it looks like Mihailo Mudryk may go on loan at SC Strasbourg. Chelsea value the player very much, but they want him to go and get some playing time at Strasbourg before he comes back. And I think Chelsea don't want him to go outside of the Premier League or to any other external club. But Strasbourg is a sister club, so you agree. So Okobo Strasbourg Kakra, at least by the time Omba back, then he has gained some fitness, he has become very competitive. But as it stands right now, he's coming from a doping ban. I really don't know the planner, Xabi Alonso, a woman player, but I also agree. And I said it, Chelsea person ton player, and they will not get that over 80 million pounds that they bought him for. Nobody's ready to buy him. But if you put him on loan, a couple of suitors would have come and say, oh, for player number no loan kakra, no Sambra back. So right now, I think I agree. Uncle Strasbourg, Kakra. So we'll see how that goes, but it hasn't been agreed yet. It's just being reported. It's likely he'll go to RC Strasbourg, go and get some playing time and come back to Chelsea. Guys, Bruno G transfer. You know, there was an update earlier in the day around 11 a.m. Newcastle had rejected the 72 million pounds that Arsenal had brought. And Bruno G, he went to La Manga because he was returning for preseason. And he went to hand in a transfer request to force the move to Arsenal. So guys, let's keep our eyes on them. And I think Newcastle for now are doing this because almost pay 80 million pounds for our player. 80 million. And we could also see Lewis Hall move to Manchester United. He remains a top priority for a team. No? He was linked to Chelsea as well, Lewis Hall. But now that Chelsea has brought in Valentin Bako and on the verge of bringing in Pep Chavaria, I don't think Lewis Hall will be about Chelsea. So Lewis Hall could potentially move to team my friend Manchester United. There's a done deal for Celta Vigo, bringing in Abdoulaye Faye on loan from Bayer Leverkusen for the season. Until we'll keep our eyes on Abdoulaye Faye. Wabra will free Celta Vigo, will free Bayer Leverkusen, Echo Celta Vigo to play on loan. So that's a very good deal for Branteno. Now, guys, 40-year-old Edin Dzeko has signed a 1-year deal at Schalke 04. He will continue his career for at least one more season. Veteran. And yeah, guys, we'll see how that goes. Now, Roberto Di Zerbi. Guys, you think Roberto Di Zerbi home komo kakra. Because when you look at what he's doing at Team Ayefreno, Tottenham Hotspur now, it's quite remarkable. Look at the signings he has done so far. Roberto Di Zerbi has signed Matthias Fernandes from Team Ayefreno West Ham United for over 80 million pounds. He signed Sandro Tonali from Team Ayefreno Newcastle for over 90 million pounds. He's also signed Abrante Ayefreno Andy Robertson on a free transfer of free Liverpool and a buyer. He signed Paul Van Hecker from Team Ayefreno Brighton and Hove Albion for 51 million pounds. And as it stands right now, he could potentially bring in Victor Osimhen from Galatasaray for about close to 65 million euros. That's what it looks like the club will allow him to go for. Then also Savio, player of Sinakai, Manchester City. So look at the transfer strategy the guy is rolling out. And I even saw a semblance of the way he intends to play against Chelsea on a preseason friendly with Sydney. Guys, look at Di Zerbi very well because after surviving relegation last season, or the seriousness be back, Tottenham Hotspur 4 team, and he really wants to achieve something solid, compete for top 4. Seriously. Look at these signings I've just mentioned and tell me if they will not be competitive. Look, let's keep our eyes on Roberto Di Zerbi because the way our person on in color and the kind of signals he's sending out, so you're player now, the door is open, go. If you're ready to play, you have to make up your mind to play. To whom say Richarlison and Cuti Romero, it looks like they may leave. And Cuti Romero, he's linked to Inter Milan. Richarlison, we've not really heard of any suitors yet. So we'll keep our eyes on them. Because they say the transfer market, that's why. Guys, this is Onside. Subscribe, comment. Let me know your comment. What has been your standout transfer so far? Who do you think should be moving where? What is your favorite transfer? Who has been the standout performer in terms of the clubs in the transfer market so far? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. Let me know. Turn on your post notifications. Subscribe. Anytime I drop a video, you're going to be one of the first people to receive it. We'll build a community here. We'll talk football, we'll talk tactics, and we'll do all the analysis with me, Joshua Holotu. You can also call me Top High Fabrizio. Guys, until I come your way again, I'll see you in the next one.